shopping with POL at performanceonline.com.
Well, today we're going to show you how to install our tubular motor mounts for the 67 72 Chevy C10 pickups. One of the reasons, the benefits why we're doing this, for one, it's a much cleaner look. They're stronger. It gives you the option of running a larger variety of headers.
These brackets are compatible with a large variety of commonly found car-style mounts, allowing you to do an LS swap or convert your 6-cylinder engine to a V8. You will need 2 9/16 wrenches, a 5/8 wrench, 11/16 wrench, and you might need a drill with a 3/8 bit and a marker. If you don't already have your drive shaft cut, moving the mount from the factory location to the more forward mount location on the frame will give you more options for headers, taller valve covers, and allow for an HEI style distributor. If you already have your drive shaft, keeping the factory location will still add a cleaner look and increase the strength of your motor mount.
When you start putting your hardware in, you leave everything loose. The holes are slotted, so you've got a lot of movement there. So leave them loose. That way, when you put your engine in, you can line it up straight. Make sure your transmission mount lines up. Back in the day when they were producing these trucks, they were a work truck. They were a farm truck. They weren't perfect by any means. Back in those days, you know, you could be 1/4 of an inch off. And to those standards, or to that day of standards, that was perfectly fine. So sometimes in some applications, you may have to open these holes up just a little bit to get your hardware in there. No need to open that one up. Yeah, see, this one's a little off. I am gonna have to open that hole in order to get both my bolts to run through. I'm gonna set my top ones first. Those are the ones that you wanna start with, because if you start with your bottom and then you're trying to move these, you got 2 more holes, you know, that you have to open up opposed to just the one. Shouldn't have to open the hole up too much in order to get it to line up.
Mark your drill location. There are several options for opening up the hole. We're using a drill with a 3/8 drill bit.
Looks like we should have enough to get this thing through. Yep, there we go there. Finger tighten these things on there just so there's still movement and there's play. That way everything's squared up and lined up the way that it's supposed to be, and once you got your engine in, then you can go ahead and just bolt everything down from there. And just set that thing into place like that.
Send your bolts through the mounts while the weight is still off of the engine.
Before tightening any of that down, coming back to your transmission, because again, you know, there's plenty of side-to-side movement. Both of my threads are showing. I can get bolts in there. You can put your bolts in there to keep your placement, and then you can come back and start bolting everything down and tightening it up. By having this style of motor mount, your bolt goes all the way through, so it gives a lot more strength, you know, with your engine, especially if you're dealing with something that's got a lot of horsepower to it. Your factory motor mount just had a single bolt that came up from the bottom, you know, that bolted up into the middle of the actual engine mount. These motor mounts also can be used if you're doing LS swaps. Same motor mount, same everything, just the plate at the top changes. Placement will stay the same. It'll hold up with LS with the torque and horsepower that you're putting to them, you know, even if it's an extreme amount. When you're running extreme horsepower, a lot of times you're running a thicker diameter tube on your primaries. You won't have any clearance or fitment issues with these opposed to with your stock motor mounts. Once you got everything tightened down, go ahead and just put your lock washer and nut on the back side of it, tighten that down. The bolts up through the cross member here. A longer extension and a deep socket go right on the other side of the control arm shaft. That finishes up our install. Hopefully it helps you guys out on yours. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you for shopping with POL at performanceonline.com. Subscribe to our channel for more how-tos, featured customer rides, event coverage, and more. That's POL at performanceonline.com.